Alright, round one. Definitely have a keep here. The Brawler on turn 2 into maybe turn 3 Scrapper, or if we miss the land drop, the Riddle form is fine as well, so good hand. Usually Brawler just beats hard. No deserts for the Unquenchable Thirst, but I'm telling you, these cards are still very playable, even with or without it, which is nice. It is nice. Alright, Tragic Lesson's a good draw, I'll take it. Oh, we have to discard, that's right. What do we discard? Probably the Tragic Lesson. I guess with these 4 cards, we're going to be staying busy anyway. Alright. I mean, it's a spell, I guess, to activate the Riddle for him. I don't know. I think that's still the right choice, honestly. Because I like having the removal spell. Alright, Kenray Eternal. Nice, because we can still attack into it. Deal 4 damage to our opponent. Scrapper into Devastator is, I guess, nothing like what you'd expect a blue-red spells deck to be, but still obviously very good. So someone is saying you should always exert Scrapper because you end up dealing the same amount of damage. That's only true if you don't have, like, pump effects in your deck, which we do, or daggers in your deck, which we do. Moaning Wall, well, that's interesting. That does sort of, I guess, stop Blood Rage Brawler. Brute Strength, well, talk about a timely draw. Yeah, I guess we smash and do the Brute Strength. We wouldn't be able to attack with the Riddle form anyway, so it doesn't matter. Do we want to exert here? I think they're just going to block there and take 2. I'm going to just attack. So we'll Brute Strength over top of this. Get our damage in there. Soaked up some damage for my opponent, but we're still looking pretty good. Get that Riddle form down. And like I said, the Afflict obviously gets a lot better when your opponent's at a certain life total. Alright, Sure Shot. So I want to activate the Riddle form, but... Ooh, well... Your wish is my command. So we can... Yeah, that's pretty good. So we play Dagger, we activate Riddle form. And then we have a choice. So... Let's say I equipped a Blood Rage Brawler. Because otherwise I think they double block the Brawler. I don't want to exert the Scrapper either. Can they afford to take 9 damage? Probably not. I imagine they can't. I think we go like this. So we equip here. And then we smash here, here, and I'm debating whether I want to exert. It threatens lethal, so they have to block, but they're obviously going to block anyway. Maybe we do actually exert, but then I can't attack with it next turn. Let's just exert anyway. So we'll get in for a boatload of damage here. Because they don't have good blocks anywhere. They really don't. And if I trade a sure shot for a scrapper, we're doing it anyway. So the double block just means we kill them both. The single block just means they take damage. They take 8 with this, which is a lot. Because of the afflict. And they don't kill our brawler, which is like unacceptable for them. And if they double block the scrapper, we just kill the sure shot and they're still taking 9. And we wouldn't be able to attack with the scrapper anyway. Like, this is devastating. Cycling, digging deep for something. Laybear getting some information here. So if they take the unquenchable thirst, now we can't activate the riddle form, but I don't know if that matters. Or, I mean, we currently can't activate the riddle form. Doesn't mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're kind of toast anyway. I'm just, at least, let's see what I would have gotten. I'm kind of curious, actually. Yeah, so I would have killed him anyway. Alright. So they're playing Grixis. Razaket's Right's pretty unusual. Moaning Wall's a little bit unusual. So they look like they're a little more of a stall deck, which I think our deck would, I presume, would be good at beating. Because we have the stuff that's got, we have inevitability stuff like Firebrand Archer. 4 of them, as a matter of fact. And even our beaters are actually surprisingly good too. And then Refuse to Cooperate gets good against the late game stuff. So we'll try this again. We didn't see any artifacts. What were the red creatures we may or may not have seen? We saw that they are Grixis. What are the creatures that we saw? We saw a black creature, and we saw a sure shot. So, alright, we'll bring the defeat in. And we'll cut maybe a tragic lesson. We lose a little bit of our card advantage, but we still have like Seeker of Insight. We still have the Hieroglyphic Illumination. Kind of okay with that. Could cut the Strategic Planning as well. I think we'll cut the tragic lesson. I'm actually not 100% on that, but I kind of want to keep the dagger around, basically, just because we can dish a lot of damage out. Alright, let's do this again. Alright, this is a keep. Okay, so are they going to take our archer? Sure. Alright, that's a pretty good answer for our Devastator, I guess. So I could leave up the Refuse to Cooperate for next turn in case they have like a fatty. But I think I want to get a body on the board regardless. And then next turn, I guess I can leave up the Illumination or the Refuse to Cooperate. I don't like leaving up these spells and not having anything on the board. I kind of like leaving something back for the Ruin Rat. Multiple Lay Bare the Hearts main deck. It's pretty unusual. So I might bring back my Tragic Lesson and cut like the dagger now that I know my opponent's got multiple discard cards, because discard cards get way weaker against card advantage spells. We're going to sandbag the dagger because not only would I not be able to leave up Refuse, but we actually are looking for something that synergizes with it, like the Firebrand Archer or Riddle Form or something. Okay, so Scribe can get back our Illumination, which does actually seem worth it. Oh, now I can't leave up the Refuse, though? Okay. Well, that's okay, I guess. Alright. It's tough to leave up 4 mana, it turns out. I guess pretty good our opponent's not doing anything either. Unfortunately, nor are we. So, if I pay 7 mana, now I can, if they play like an instant or a sorcery, I can make them deal damage and... So it's going to be a 3/4. It's pretty big. Hmm. 3 mana is not optimum. Or 3 damage rather, but I think we will do it. My thinking is I'd rather be able to leave up 3 mana to copy something out of nowhere, possibly. I think we are playing 16 lands, yeah. Okay. So let the Afflict trigger, get our Burst Strike on. I guess I could have equipped the dagger there too. And still been able to leave up the Cooperate. Alright, I guess unfortunately we'll copy this and hit the Enigma Drake, draw a card. Okay, wasn't expecting that, but alright. Bummer. So, getting punished by the Flood here pretty badly. should otherwise be a pretty easy match. I think our opponent's not, or their deck's not particularly good, but we are losing right now, but it really did take quite a few land draws to even get in this spot. Granted, our opponent drew lands too, but so we'll take care of the big dude. And then we'll pass. Okay. So them having Jace's defeat and Chandra's defeat is pretty harsh, actually. But Chandra's defeat at least is good against them, too. Alright, well, I guess that sort of works. Okay. Not intimidated by a Rot Beast. I mean, granted, it's decent against us right now, but gotta play so we can block the Rot Beast, buy some more time. Alright, good. 3 Bear the Heart is highly unusual. I think the card is fine, but I don't think a discard plan is great. Well, I don't really want to trade my Devastator for a Ruin Rat. Do I have any other way to deal with it, though? Honestly, I don't think that I do. Like, Unquenchable Thirst doesn't do it. Brute Strength kind of helps. I guess I'm just going to keep it patient here. It's odd being a red-blue deck that doesn't have an answer for a Ruin Rat, but here we are. Alright, that's a good card to get here. That's helpful. So we'll get rid of all the lands. Oh, none? Well, those are all staying then. So let's do none in the graveyard, and then we'll get... So if we get the Brute Strength, the Devastator gets a lot better next turn, so we'll probably want to draw that next. So we'll do the Defeat third, then the Minotaur, and Brute Strength next turn, and then we'll pass. Because with Brute Strength, we should be able to deal kind of a boatload of damage. Plus the Afflict, I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot. Nimble Obstructionist, alright. So if I smash with brute strength, that's 8. And then I can inflate 3 more times, so that's 11, 14. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good damage output. Presuming, of course, they have nothing, but we'll find out. Oh, that's interesting. Unexpected. So let's get our afflict on. Let's brute strength, or attempt to. Wait, I should have played a land. Could have done another one. Whoops. Oh no. So I could have dealt 11? I mean, good news is they're pretty much just dead anyway because of afflict, but let's see if this works out. And I'm drawing an Emberhorn Minotaur next turn, which is also pretty relevant. Okay, so, alright. So next turn we get the Emberhorn Minotaur plus equip. Draw some cards. Well, if I play a creature, I hope it's a red one. But it's looking like I want to take the Chandra's Defeat back out. Like they're primarily, even though they have the Sure Shot and they have the Enigma Drake, it really makes the Chandra's Defeat a lot less good, I think. So they're going to kill us with my own Emberhorn Minotaur? That's sad. Well, no, I guess the good news is I can kill my own guy. Alright. Broodwater Entity getting back their Kefnet's last whatever. That's pretty brutal. So losing against the triple Lay Bare the Heart deck is pretty depressing because even though Lay Bare the Heart's good, I cannot reiterate enough how bad it is in as a 3 of in limited, but what do I know, right? I only play this game every day. So we have to kill our own Emberhorn Minotaur? How heartbreaking. And they're not attacking with Broodwater Entity. Well, I guess that's good news for us. But they're going to steal our next creature with the Kefnet's Last Stand, which is a little intimidating. Alright. Drew the big old nothing. I wonder if I draw a Firebrand Archer, I'm supposed to just sandbag it and draw 2 spells. That seems pretty unlikely to work out in our favor. Interesting. Guess that technically does work. And kills us next turn as well. So I can rip an Unquenchable Thirst and actually somehow still be alive. But not a brawler. Alright. So, I'm not gonna, well, they already know about the brawler, I guess, but, man, that was a close game. That was way close. So, they have multiple magma sprays. Oddly, they have better cards in their deck, and our deck is still better. Isn't that weird? I don't even know how that's possible, but it is absolutely true, I think. They have better cards in our deck, and I still feel like we should be the ones winning this. So let's take the Tragic Lesson. I think the Chandra's Defeat is going to go. It does deal with Enigma Drake, but I guess we have Unquenchable Thirst for that too, and Puncturing Blow. And they have a Minotaur Sure Shot, but just for 2 cards in their deck, I don't like it. And they're obviously not primarily red. At least I don't think they are. So we'll just bring the extra card draw back, which I think is, like I said, going to be good against the Lay Bare the Heart plan. But let's run it back again here. I mean, is there any reason I'd want to have this over something else? I don't think so. Alright. Play first. Yeah, we keep it. So I may have to cycle the Illumination, but I guess we can wait a turn on that. And we definitely want to do it after they cast their turn 2 Lay Bare the Heart. And I guess they're going to take our Scrapper, but yeah, it looks like we need to cycle the Illumination. Because I still think they take the Scrapper. Oh wow, let's punish that to the best of our ability here. Land me, please. Well, looks like 2 can play at this landless game, huh? The cycles for just... Wait, how did they cycle? Oh, they discarded it. I was like, how'd they cycle that? They did not cycle it. Okay. Ouch. Just getting punished badly here, huh? Looks like 2 can play at this missing land drop game. So we each have 7 to 8 spells in hand. That's pretty absurd. That is pretty absurd. At least we have 2 guys that are not vulnerable to Magma Spray. That's pretty sexy. Okay. Can't do anything about that. Riddle form. Yeah, that's going to be good. So let's do that, and we can loot too. And I feel as though we do want to loot. Especially since we can hit land drop, so let's loot. And Dagger turns on Riddle form, so we may want that. What are we cutting? Or what are we discarding? That is the question, isn't it? So, it's probably one of my 4-drop creatures. I don't know which one, though. Maybe it's the Thirst, because I have the Puncturing Blow. Okay. I can get behind that, actually. I don't actually know if that's right, by the way, but I'm doing it because I feel like it. I'm a little more surprised we haven't found a 4th land yet, but... What do we have? Enigma Drake. Alright, it's a 4/4, but I have Puncturing Blow, so I can at least draw a land at some point and deal with that. There it is. So we'll deal with this dude and probably just bash for 5 now. Or 4 rather. I guess we don't need to loot any of these away, so we'll just get in for 4. Okay, getting back Hour of Glory or Chandra's Defeat? What are we getting back? Probably Hour of Glory because you have a lot of swamps in there somewhere. Hieroglyphic Illumination. Alright. I guess I'm okay with that. So if we draw land, we can go... I guess we still probably just play the dagger, equip the dagger on the Seeker, bash for 6, and then just play the land. Yeah. Other option is play one of our 4-drop creatures, and then we can't attack with the Riddle form, so I like this more. Guess we'll play this. This way I can still draw a 6th land. I guess 6th land doesn't do much for me though. So they did rip their black, which means if they'd taken the hour it would have worked out for... Wait a second. They didn't put the Illuminate. That makes sense actually, because this is, I guess, where Broodwater Entity kind of punishes the most. So they can take my Tragic Lesson, so then I can't activate my Riddle form, but then I still have to deal with a boatload of 4-drops, I guess. Yeah. Like, I can just play Naga Oracle next... I'd probably play the Devastator next turn, honestly. Just because so much Afflict. So much Afflict. So a 6th land. So I don't have a way to activate the Riddle form, which means I guess we just smash with the Seeker. Kind of debating just playing the Naga Oracle. It's difficult. Or I mean, and the Emberhorn. It's just I feel like my opponent's gotta have removal in hand now. Like Gale Strike or something. Taking it to... If I do the Oracle though, I almost guarantee the Riddle form next. I think I'm gonna do that. I think it makes the most sense to do Naga Oracle, and the reason, like I said, is because activating Riddle form next turn is just so much better for us. Like the trifecta of things they have to deal with. Oh, well, I guess I was wrong. So, I guess we'll leave the Archer on top. I mean, I could hope that there's a spell after that, but if I get an Archer down and start ripping spells, they're kind of in trouble anyway. And if they leave up like a Gale Strike, that's not good enough either. Ruin Rat, okay. So we smash with both. And then follow up with Archer with Emberhorn Minotaur, I guess, probably. Okay. So they can eat my Seeker. And they can make us discard, though, which is kind of harsh, to tell the truth. So I think we just go... Yeah, it's Devastator versus Emberhorn. I'm not 100% on this. It's kind of difficult, actually, to make the choice here. Because they are... Well, if they cast Oblivion, don't they just die? Because it eats all their mana? So I'm not going to play around Oblivion. So I guess we just choose the 4-drop, pick the poison here. Do we want the Emberhorn or the Devastator? The Devastator's pretty sweet, though, because it's going to... In conjunction with Riddle Form, it's just lethal, regardless of what they play. As long as they block it and, you know... I guess that's not true. They block the Riddle Form, but... It's difficult. Maybe Emberhorn does make more sense. Alright, I'm playing Emberhorn plus Archer here. And then, like I said, if they want to play Oblivion and take a turn off, they die. So this takes that option off the table, which means we will be able to play our spells next turn, which is nice. Like, they can't just go land Oblivion, because then they die. Cycle, always a good sign when your opponent's behind. That means the options are not fantastic. Found their 5th land. We are just a dagger away from pretty certain death there. Okay, so spray there. So no red mana left. So if they leave up the Gale Strike mana, that could be a problem. But I don't know if we have a choice here. Kind of just got to go for it. Go for it. Yeah, I think they do have Gale Strike. Sucks a little bit, but we're going to have to just... Wait a second. Well, I hope I was tapped out. I think I was. Yeah, I was, for sure. Okay, so let's go play land, play dagger, activate thing. Exert. They'll Gale Strike. We'll replay Minotaur and pass. They'll block here. We'll replay Minotaur. Force them to have removal. Oh. Well, I guess that's fine too. Huh. So they're going to double block our Minotaur? And take 3. And then we'll have a Devastator. Okay. Guess I can cope with that. So I want to upkeep use Riddle Form though. That's for sure. Well, I played around something because I thought they had it. I guess technically I could have killed them if I equipped the dagger, but they still have to deal with quite a few things here. And like I said, we're going to upkeep Scry so we can even be a little bit more choosy with what's on top of our deck. They're a block away from dying to Devastator. They have to stop that if we... Okay, they just have nothing. Alright. I'm curious what they had, but... So they had a lot of cards our deck wanted. Like, the Broodwater Entity would have been good for us. Obviously, the sprays. If we were in the same pod, that could have hurt our deck. But that was an odd game. But we did end up getting there, so we'll see you in round 2.